YouTube Live, and today I'm going to show you how I made a card with the stamp set bundle that is one of the new online exclusive items. Whoop, yikes, sorry, I forgot to turn the volume off on my computer. So, one of the new stamp set bundles from the upcoming online exclusives that will be available starting on the 7th of January. So I'm like, gosh, it seems like so far away, but really it's not. So this is one of the new bundles. Again, it's called Twisted in Time. And like I said, it's a very pretty stamp set bundle from the upcoming online exclusive. So this is one of the new items that I was able to pre-order because I'm a demonstrator and we get to order things extra early. So yeah, so I figured I'd show you a quick card. I'm finishing up, thankfully, my Christmas cards. I should have them done by the end of the week this week. So yay. Then I'll be able to kind of dive in a little bit more head first with the new products and show you all those so you can get your list ready for January. So I see Marilyn's here, and Karen, and Robin, and Wendy, and Barbara, and Sally, Gina Marie, and Pam. Everybody, thanks for hopping in, and glad you liked the card, Karen. I tried not to use all new stuff on it, so you had a few options that you could purchase now. So, but yeah, the background paper is some online exclusive as well. So yeah. All right, so let me set this aside and talk a little bit about the bundle. If you saw my unboxing video, you probably saw this in the video. If you haven't seen the unboxing video, when you get done with this one, go look at my YouTube videos. And there's one called Unboxing for the January to April 2025 mini catalog celebration and the online exclusives. And it's about an hour and a half long, so it's a little longer. So get yourself something to drink, settle in, and you can see all the new goodies that I got. But this is one of them. Again, it's called Twisted in Time. A really pretty stamp set. It's probably triple time stamping, whatever. It's layered stamping. So the stamp set is photopolymer, so you can easily see through it and see where you're stamping at. It's got some nice sentiments. Sweet friendship is good for the soul, and you make every day special. Thank you for the little things. And then there's also a little happy Easter one down here. So that makes it a nice kind of little seasonal as well. So I see Wendy, Danette, Mary Ruth, Pat, Judy, Laura, Carol, everybody, thanks for hopping in. I'm glad you're all here. And hopefully you're getting ready for your Turkey Day celebrations. So there is a bundle. It is a bundle. And actually, I ordered kind of a few things. And I'm out of magnetic cards at the moment. So I'm waiting for the retiring list to come out from the current mini so I can take some of those off the cards. And until then, you'll probably see me doing videos with the little paper backgrounds. So yeah, I ran out of magnets. So it looks a little cheesy, but it still works. So this is the die set that goes with it. Again, called Twisted in Time. And it's bundled together, and you get 10% off if you order them together as the bundle. So there's your outline die that will cut out the entire tree. And it was a little, I'll tell you how it is that I stamped it. It was a little challenging. I'm going to say that. And I'll show you how I did it too. Because in order to be able to cut the top and the tree trunk out all as one, you have to stamp stuff in the right place. And clearly I was stamping challenged. So I'll show you what I did and how I kind of backed my way into being able to get it done and stamped relatively straight. And then you can also stamp and die cut just the tree. This one gives you a really cool, kind of an old knotted tree look with just dies on this one. So this is your banner die, so that's what I cut my sentiment out with. And then there's just some accessory dies here. So these will, if you wanted to cut and layer on things that look like leaves, you can cut and layer those on the tree. If you're going to use just the tree die cut, you can use just the greenery die cuts and put those all over the top of it, and you get yourself a nice little tree. And then there's this die, and I actually did play around with doing this, using this die. And I'm not going to say it's difficult, but it's definitely a little challenging because it cuts out like half of a frame, and then you have to flip it over and line it up and then cut the other half of the frame. And that was more work than I really wanted to do. So I just used another one that had a frame that fit it perfectly. So that's why I did it. And I'm with you, Robin. I love this banner die. It is my favorite thing. So favorite thing I really like the whole stamp set, but I do love this banner die. So, all right. So that's it for the die set. And again, like I said, this one, you can make it cut a frame, but it's not really, really easy. And since I like it to be really, really easy, I just changed it up and found another frame die set that worked perfectly. So, and speaking of that, I use the Wildflower Designs dies. And it's this die that I use to cut the frame. I try to smush the words together. So that's what I use to cut around, cut my designer paper and my mossy meadow paper. And so, yeah, this just makes it a nice little frame, and it's easy and it's done, and I don't have to piece things together and worry about cutting it straight and all that, because it does it all for me. So that's why I use this one. Again, this is called Wildflower Designs, and this one is currently available. It's in the annual catalog, so you can find it out in the online store right now. All right. Set this aside. A couple things. Stampin' Up! Has let us know that they are going to be doing a special release of some Designer Series paper. And these are actually some older patterns of Designer Series paper that they have recolored into the current colors. It's kind of favorite colors of mine as well. So we've got Shades and Hues, which is a 6x6 pack. And then there's Serene Love and Refreshed Beauty. And if you get my newsletter, you will see tonight the packs that these were originally. I can't remember the names of them. I remember what they looked like. Like this one was Blackberry Bliss and it had birds, and I think there was some like foil stuff in it. This one was a black and white pack to begin with, and then this one was just other shades of colors. And I don't remember. I feel like they were more kind of regally colors, where these looked to me more like spring colors. So some nice, pretty colors for spring. Again, this is a special release. These will be available in the online store under the online exclusives tab beginning on the 3rd of December, and they're available while supplies last. So run out there, snatch those up right away on December 3rd and get yourself some pretty paper so you'll be ready for spring. And then just also online exclusives, just wanted to post a quick reminder about online exclusives that are currently available. There's a Valentine's suite out there. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. The little otters. There's a hibiscus stamp set bundle, which is beautiful. There's a little car one. So all sorts of good things out there now. Make sure every time you're out in the Stampin' Up, go out to stampinup.com, you're checking the online exclusives to see what's new and available. Those items in there are not tied to any catalog, so they kind of come and go. And if it's there and you like it, I'd say pick it up. All right, so again, just some of the other online exclusives. This is a very small sampling of what's available out there right now. And then we've got some new ones that are coming up. Again, this is part of the new online exclusives that'll be starting on the 7th of January. And I love this suite. Love this suite. I can't wait to play with this one. It's called Mixed Media Florals. And then it's got stamp sets, Designer Series paper, it's an embossing folder that goes with it, 2 bundles, some pretty embellishments, and a Mixed Media's Memories More card pack that goes with it as well. And if you are a demonstrator and we're waiting on this Mixed Media Florals Memories More card pack to return or to be stocked, it's available now. I just saw that today. So, all right. So I think that's it for all the updates and announcements. And hey, everybody, thanks. I see lots of people hopping in. Thanks for joining. And yay for hopefully a short week for everybody with the Thanksgiving holiday here in the U.S. All right, let's get going on the card. I did quite a bit of the pre-cutting ahead of time so that we didn't have to sit here and sit forever while I was doing all this stuff. So I've got a Mossy Meadow card base. My original card base is, oh, you got new catalogs. Yay. Hopefully you have fun looking through it. And then again, these are all online exclusives that I'm using right now, so they're not even in the catalog. So there's even more cool stuff coming on January 7th. All right, so my original card was a top fold card, so it was 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2 across the top. This card will also work with your standard card base. So this is a 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 and scored at 4 1/4 in the middle. So if you prefer the standard book fold card bases, this one will work either way. So you can put it together however you want to. Come on, there we go. I'm going to use a little Stampin' Seal, and this is a piece of the Season of Green and Gold Designer Series paper. And obviously there's some gold in this. Hopefully you can see it in the video, a little shiny on it. But I'm sticking down the gold side. So this is just the plain old striped, and it's definitely Christmas looking on one side, but the flip side of it to me is not very Christmassy, so I think you can use it all year round. But it is an online exclusive, so you'll find that in the online exclusives as well. And I don't know if you noticed my disgusting fingernail. I was stamping last night, went to grab my garden green ink pad, which was clearly open, and guess who stuck their finger straight into it? Yes, lovely. So anyway, so yes, I have green, and I thought it would come out when I took a shower today. It did not, so it's going to be around probably for a few days, so that'll be lovely. Maybe after I get done doing dishes after Thanksgiving, it'll be out. All right, so this is another piece of that Season of Green and Gold Designer Series paper. This one is cut to about 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I've got a little piece of gold foil sheets. It's about a 1/2 inch wide by 5 1/2. And so I know I try not to do it, but for some reason, it's always the dark colors that I stick my darn fingers in like that. And when they get underneath your fingernail, it's really hard to get that ink out of there. I tried, I scrubbed and scrubbed on it, but yeah, it didn't want to come out very well. All right, so I took a little Stampin' Seal, ran it along the one edge, and then I've got a little peek of the gold foil sheet sticking out the side. And it's okay, it's a little sticky here on the Designer Series paperback, but that doesn't matter because we're going to stick it to the card front anyway. So just adding a little more Stampin' Seal to the back of it. And if you prefer liquid glue, you can use that, but I usually end up somehow, when I use foil sheets with liquid glue, somehow I end up always ending up with liquid glue sticking all over the foil sheet, and then it looks all a mess, and I'm sad. So, all right. So I'm adhering this over to the edge, just trying to make sure we get everything lined up here before I give it a good hard smoosh down. Whoop. Wiggling it around just a hair. There we go. All right, use the little Stampin' Seal to adhere that together. So that's the card front, pretty quick and easy. Hand sanitizer will get it out. Oh, good call. I've never tried that. I just used plain old soap and water, and it clearly did not do the job. So, all right. Ahead of time, I did do die cutting again. This is the Wildflower Designs dies. And again, it's the largest of the dies that are in that set, and it actually cuts both pieces at once. So it cuts the frame, and then it cuts the inside piece. So that's what I love about this die, is it does both. So I use that to cut a piece of Mossy Meadow cardstock. That's where I get the frame from. And then this is yet another piece of the Season of Green and Gold Specialty Designer Series paper. And I'm using the polka dot side up because I love polka dots, I love plaid, I love stripes, all those basic things, my favorites. I'm going to use a little Stampin' Seal to adhere this piece of Designer Series paper to the card front. All right, getting a little around the edges, and I want it to be roughly centered, so I'm going to try to line this up so that it's the grid line center here is roughly on the center of my card base, which probably, I think we're good there. So that'll help me. I can kind of put the points straight up and down here, and again, roughly centered, and hopefully we got that on there fairly straight. All right, we'll stick that down. And then I'm going to use my Nemesis, the liquid glue, to adhere the little frame on. And actually, I found that rather than handling the frame and getting the glue all over the frame, since I was sticking it straight to the card front, and it fits perfectly right around this die cut, I was able to actually put the glue on the card front rather than on the frame. So that's one less opportunity that I have to stick my fingers into the glue. Although I probably will still do it anyway, because that's just how I roll with liquid glue. All right, going to put this down here on the card front, and it's pretty easy to fit it around, I say optimistically. But yeah, it fits perfectly right around it. And with the liquid glue being on the card front, I just do need to press and make sure that it's really well stuck down here on the card front so I don't have any spots that pop up. So just going to run my finger around the edges here a few times, make sure that it's stuck down well. And I think we'll call that good. All right, I think we got it. Setting that aside, and then I'm going to grab my piece of Very Vanilla cardstock. And I've got this is the tree top image, and this is a full tree top image, I should say, from the Twisted in Time stamp set. And I've got Old Olive ink, and just going to ink that up with the Old Olive ink. Try not to wiggle my camera and the entire table around. I should have probably flipped it over and done it the other way. But I do want to make sure that I get it good and inky and the whole thing covered. And with this die set, because it is a tree and you're going to know you've got a trunk underneath it, I'm going to make sure that I don't stamp it too close to any of the edges so that hopefully I can fit the whole tree on there. All right, so that's what it looks like. It gives you kind of a, I don't know, a mottled look, if that's the correct term, but basically it gives you kind of a little bit of a dimensional look to the tree. And if you like the way that looks as it is, you can just leave it alone. You don't have to stamp the other image layered over the top of it. I kind of wanted a little more depth, so I Twisted in Time stamp set. And, oh, hopefully we're still going. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. My screen just went black. That's a new one. Let me see. Can you still hear me, Karen? Because I'm not sure why it stopped. I may give it a second here. and see if it restarts. So you can still hear me, you just can't see anything. Well, that's interesting. I don't know how to, it's frozen on my camera too. I mean, I swear I didn't touch anything. Okay, well, it doesn't appear to be restarting. So I may just have to like restart the video and splice the two together for later, because like I said, it's black on my computer screen and it's frozen on my phone as well. I don't know why there's sound but no picture. So that's what I'm going to do. I apologize. I'm going to restart the video again here, and we'll just take off from where we were. I won't do anything in between times, so hang on a second. Let me reboot it.